Guys, stop apologizing for being proud of yourself. Sometimes people that talk to me, they'll be like, oh my God, they'll be like, I'm sorry, man. I feel like I'm just talking about myself. I'm like, hey man, listen, it's okay to believe in yourself around me, buddy. Okay? You're giving me hope. When good shit happens to people, I get hopeful. Cause that's the positive about being selfish.
Welcome to FredTalk, where if you're not learning, hopefully you're laughing.
Welcome to the FredTalk podcast. Today's another solo episode, a Dolocast, as I like to call it. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. Share my shit with your friends. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok if you want to laugh. Just have a good time. Or maybe just put a smile on your face. I don't know what promises I could make. This podcast, we're gonna laugh a little bit. We're gonna learn a little bit. Today's topics we're gonna cover. We got to do RIP to DMX. I'm gonna give my Clubhouse review. I was on that app Clubhouse. If you haven't been on it, I'll explain to you what it is. And then also, do men like being called daddy? I did an Instagram poll this week and I got some interesting responses. I'm going to give my thoughts on that. And then also, I'd like to give a little something about toxic positivity, something that's been going around in the psychology sphere, the social media sphere. Social media picks up some words and then they run with it for a while. And toxic positivity is one of those. So we're going to go ahead and cover that, guys. So like I said, RIP to DMX. I mean, for real, man. Like, this is crazy. For those of you that don't know, I'm from New York. I'm from Yonkers, New York, where DMX is from. And DMX came out when I was around, 7th grade. So, I was going through puberty. A lot of us went through puberty while listening to DMX. Think about that. What were you listening to when you were going through puberty? I feel like that has something to do with your personality. If you're thinking puberty, what's the first song that comes to mind? Think about it. What's the first song? And what does that say about you, if you're listening to this, throw it in the chat or just think about it. You don't got to do shit. Just think about this. What were you listening to? DMX is almost like a babysitter to a lot of people, I feel like. My mom used to play DMX just to calm me down in the car. We used to drive to New Jersey to go school shopping at the outlet malls and shit over there. And she would play DMX on the way there and I would just sing along, It's a give and take. I wouldn't say the curse words, but I got a lot of aggression out and just I don't want to bark too loud into the thing. That's why that bar came out weird. But pretending to be DMX is you relieve energy and exhaustion. That shit is it was great, man. You went through puberty listening to DMX, you built a little bit different. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. That's why the boomers are weird because they grew up listening. They went through puberty listening to the Beach Boys. And that's not, you grew up listening to the Beach Boys during those years, that's just, it does something to you. You could tell the way the boomers move that Beach Boys was a big part of their life. And that's just not, it doesn't translate very well to the modern day. Okay. RIP DMX, man. Yonkers, New York. It's crazy to see. I love DMX and the people I know love DMX because it was a whole movement for Yonkers. He put our city on the map. It's the 4th biggest city in New York State. Yonkers is the Greensboro, North Carolina of New York, essentially. And he put it on the map. It was this whole, everybody thought they could rap in Yonkers. Everybody thought they could fucking, and everybody wanted to be a rough rider. Everybody wanted to have a motorcycle doing the wheelies. It was a whole fucking thing. It was crazy. And I didn't know he was such a big deal to everybody else. And it's really fucking cool to see the outpouring of love for DMX. It's awesome, man. To see him, a guy that has messed up so many times, battling an addiction, and he talked about that in his music. A lot when I was singing it, I wasn't even really listening to the music until I got older. I was like, oh shit, this guy's going through some shit. A friend of mine was telling me that during the Versus battle, he did a Versus against Snoop. So for those of you that don't know what Versus is, during the quarantine they started a head-to-head battle, quote unquote, between classic musicians. So they had DMX and Snoop Dogg was one of them. They just had the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire, and this shit was getting on Instagram Live millions, over 1 million views. Jeezy and Gucci Mane, that was another one, and apparently during that set, he said, "I'm trying to make music, but I keep fucking up." And like she said, she felt that. I felt that. I mean, her telling me that, I felt that. Like, this is a guy, he was about to make a comeback last year and then got, did some drugs or whatever, fell into it again, man. Addiction is a real fucking thing. And he was able to balance that, like, aggression with vulnerability better than anybody. Somebody was like, there's nobody like X. And then everybody's like, oh, there's fucking, Jay-Z and Nas. And he's like, no, I'm not talking about lyricists. He said, he's talking about like just the energy, the vibe. And I believe that, because when you really think about it, like every time DMX failed, got back into drugs, whatever, this and that, people were on his side. A lot of times the public, they're ready for you to fuck up. If you're big, they're ready for you to fuck up. Especially if you came from where DMX came from in Yonkers, like, to now you're doing stadiums. You brought like comedian Brian Isley out of Philadelphia said this. He's like, he brought like gritty fucking like I'm aggressive ass rap music to the stadium level. Like, so many people, it's crazy to see how many people appreciate DMX. Even Ben Shapiro's ass, he shared something, and typically when he shares something, it's usually like, like one time Ben Shapiro tried to make an argument that hip hop is technically not music because music needs three things. It's like a melody and fucking two other things. And it's just like, hey, Ben Shapiro, shut the fuck up. How about that? Like, cool. You spit a lot of facts. Yes, it's great. But like the fact that so many dudes look up to you is weird to me, because you lost your virginity at 25. And I personally can't take advice from someone that lost their virginity at 25. That's just fucking weird, bro. No, it's for religious. I don't give a shit, bro. You lost your virginity at 25. Ben Shapiro is just, you fucking, I don't know. You put like some law books and stack up some law books, and there you have Ben Shapiro. He's figured out a way to be funny with his timing. Great, whatever. But he actually posted, I meant to praise Ben Shapiro, and I ended up shitting on him, so let me bring it back. He posted some good shit about DMX, because DMX was a very religious man. So they posted, he posted that on his site. So I like to look at the comments. I like to see what the fuck people are talking about. So I'm thinking, oh, but God, his fan base is going to crush it, blah, blah, blah. I didn't personally see any comments of him. A couple of people made comments about the dog fighting and stuff like that, but like most of them were either positive comments about DMX and his character and his love for the Lord, or it was people defending. Most people were defending some of the small minority of people that were talking shit about him. It's like, bro, nobody's fucking perfect. Get your fucking head out of your ass. Like, nobody's perfect. So it's really cool to see how deep of a level. Well, I would say DMX was my Kobe. When Kobe died, a lot of people, like people that I weren't really in my friend group, were really known to get emotional. They got emotional. I was like, oh fuck. And I felt bad, because I was like, oh, this is crazy, but I didn't feel it. I don't think I felt it as a deep level as some people. And I would say DMX is that for me. It's like, somebody said that him dying, a piece of your childhood dies. My comedy friend Byron said that. He said, DMX dying, that's a piece of your childhood dying. And that is true. That's like I said, it was a babysitter. He was meditation. He was expression. He was just fucking doing that. I'm wearing overall shorts right now because of DMX, and not the same ones he wore, during that concert in Woodstock or whatever, but I'm wearing overall shorts to commemorate DMX. Bro, all his music, his flow, he do like characters in the song. So make sure you stream his music. Watch Belly. That's a great movie. It's really cool to see the outpouring of love and see how cool everybody's been. A lot of times people find moments to just shit on someone, and it's cool to see that DMX truly, like, authenticity was like his, I think something that through and through was him. So that's pretty fucking cool. Guys, time for a quick plug. Own the Chaos Investing. They are our first like sponsor. So let's hook these guys up. Visit them at Own the Chaos Investing on YouTube. ownthechaos.com. Hit their website to join the Chaos crew. They'll send you an email every Monday through Friday with the 5 stock tips for the day. These guys are great. Built a great community. They have over 1,100 paying members. You know, you can get the free stuff, fine, but there's also different tiers where you can get join their live stream chat. You can get personalized coaching. These guys know what they're talking about. Fat Man Zoom and Brad over there, they know what they're doing. They have a really cool community of people. This is where a lot of this entertainment stuff is going, guys, is like live streaming, being in the comments, things like that. And I think this is a great one to join, especially if you've been thinking about getting into the whole finance thing with all that, Bitcoin and the whole GME stock. Finance is being talked about a lot more, stocks and investing. So if you're looking to wet your beak, you're looking to learn a little bit, hit up ownthechaosinvesting.com to join the Chaos crew, join the mailing crew, and check out their YouTube channel for some of their content that they already have posted, man. They got free stuff that you can go ahead and learn. So check them out, and if you like them, hit them. I believe the lowest level is a $5 membership, and it gets you the super chat and all that. It's good stuff. So shout out to Own the Chaos, guys. Comedy shows. If you're listening to this now or before, this Wednesday, the 14th. That's my mother's birthday, so I'm gonna be channeling my mother during this set. At Transfer Co. Food Hall in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina. Transfer Co. Food Hall. This event is being put on by Between Two Clouds. This is the studio that also edits my podcast. So if you're looking for podcast editing work, hit these guys up. They will work with you. They got great rates and they do great work. It's for the value. Trust me, I've shopped around, shit like that. These guys have the best value and they give a shit. And I mean, isn't that what we want? We want to find people that give a shit in our life. So hit up Between Two Clouds. This Wednesday, I will be at Transfer Co. Food Hall doing stand-up comedy. I'm doing a longer set for me. So I think I'm doing like 20, 25 minutes or something like that. So come check it out. If you've been meaning to see me in downtown Raleigh, now is it. And that's Transfer Co. Food Hall, guys. Transfer Co. Food Hall. Boom, there we go. We did it's a nice little applause button there. Guys, I got invited. I've been invited to go to Clubhouse. Have you guys been on Clubhouse yet? Have you checked this out? I know people who are creators and just, people who don't necessarily create, that just enjoy some of the things going on in there. Essentially, Clubhouse is if social media was a conference call. People go in, they start rooms with different topics, and then people gather in that room based on their interest in that topic. And there's usually debates, open discussion. Some comedians are doing roast rooms there. It's cool depending on what you want. So my experience with it, I was a guest moderator on 2 discussions for this group where they talk about consciousness and debate different things. I was a guest moderator on a Black Lives Matter debate, which was interesting. That was fun. There were some good points thrown there. And then I was a guest moderator for, the topic was, are we God seeking to experience itself? So it's conversations like that going on. There's also Bitcoin rooms. There's also investing rooms, things like that. One thing I noticed is that there's a lot of the life coaches and shit over there. A lot of life coaches. There's a lot of, the word cosmic is in a lot of people's profiles. I'm not shitting on anybody. I'm just telling you what I see. A lot of cosmic healers, a lot of spiritual people, coaches. It's interesting. There's these conversations and they take a certain tone. I mean, literally, it's like if you've ever been on a conference call, you know what I'm talking about. Nobody talks like themselves for the most part during a conference call. You're trying to make everything sound as professional as possible and make it sound like you're using a lot of jargon, like circle back and shit like that. And there's even some people that they try to make up their own words, or they try to throw in words, and it's cool to watch. I like it. So I got invited to the first one, and the person that invited me was like, "Hey, why don't you do some stand up on there?" I was like, "I'm gonna sit this one back. I just want to see what's going on." Boom. It was a good discussion. And then the last one I did last Monday, I was also a guest moderator. He said, do some stand up. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll do some. He even told me, he was like, because he knows I'm wild. He was like, just tone it. Don't curse so much. Kind of like that thing. I'm like, all right, I could easily do this. So I didn't do any time up top, but I noticed something in this discussion that was interesting. It was there was a few people in there that they weren't even answering questions that were told to them. They were just, you could tell they just had this manifesto that they just wanted to get off their head. And they would just go off on this, like, just like, I'm like, bro, this has nothing to do with the question. So I'm like laughing. I'm on mute and I'm laughing, dying laughing at like just how like no people, a lot of people aren't answering the question, whatever. You know, are we God seeking to experience itself? Obviously, there's one side that said yes, one side that said no. They gave their reasons. So when, you know, the guest moderators are asking questions, it's my turn now. So this is, I'm not doing stand up here. I was just being like, you know, funny. I was like, you know, I like to take the stance, and you got to put on the voice. I like to take the stance that we are God seeking to experience itself, guys. And answer me this question: when P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, Puff Daddy, when he dances and he's like, take that, 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 and I did that like for a few more seconds. I was like, how is that not God seeking to experience itself? Guys, Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. I think that's God seeking to experience itself. I think that's God having a little bit of fun. That's God's Friday, putting those two together, seeking to experience itself. And then I was like, and then I'm like, I'm like, oh, thanks for inviting me, guys. You know, is there anybody in this room that is not an Avenger? Because I was referring to the profiles. They were talking about cosmic healers and vibrational energy. Bro, I was like, it sounded like I was reading the credits for the next Marvel movie coming out. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know if people were laughing or not. I know the guy that invited me, he loved it. Because he got on and he was like laughing. Like, he's like, yes, I do think the Jay-Z and Beyonce reference. So I hope people saw the humor in that. And I'm just like, it's hard to be like funny in a room where people are taking themselves a little too seriously. And that's why I did it too. It was like the challenge of doing that. So if you want me to join your Clubhouse room to ask questions or add a little levity, I'm, case by case basis here. I find that the way I like to look at it is like productivity. What I'm saying, is it productive in the sense like, is it funny or is it moving the conversation forward? And that's what I'll do if you invite me to your Clubhouse room as a guest moderator, as a comedian. I'll give my insight, but we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. So if you're down with that, just Clubhouse, social media. So check it out. If you like listening to conversations, if you like podcasts, this might be your thing. Or if you want to set up a room, if you're interested in something, you have a group of people, this is a great place to do it. It's just pictures and you're just talking into the phone. Access is easy too. Just have Wi-Fi. You can walk around the house, do shit. You can just listen. It's pretty cool. So it's Clubhouse. Oh, dude, this past week we did a poll on Instagram. I did, dudes, do you like being called daddy? And the answers were very interesting. Some girls answered too, in the sense of like, do they call daddy and like what they noticed? And I would say most guys, they said that they do not like that. They think it's fucking creepy. Don't want it, especially if they had kids. If they had kids, girls, that was like, it was almost a hard no. There was one guy that, he has two boys and he was like, I fucking love that shit, blah, blah, blah. Which makes sense because he doesn't have any girls. But it was really, really cool to see that. The most honest answer I saw from the guy, because, we can all answer this shit, especially on social media, whatever. I'm not saying that people weren't honest. When I look through, this one dude said, I don't give a shit what she calls me in the moment, like during sex. He's like, I don't give a shit what she calls me in the moment. It is what it is, but we're definitely going to discuss it afterwards. And I feel like that's where a lot, even the guys were like, no, fuck that, this and that. Especially if you hadn't had sex with a girl yet and she calls you daddy, you will sweep that under the rug. All those strong feelings you had about, oh, it's creepy, this and that, you will put those to the fuck aside. You'll put them aside until you sleep with that girl. Then things might change. This is for most guys. I know there's guys out there that don't, whatever, but this is for most guys. I was on social media the other day and this dude, he posted a picture of a girl that was all like, surgery, blah, blah, blah. She was hot in the sense of like when you get surgery and you're hot. Like there's a type of prettiness to that. Not saying that it's this and that, whatever. But he was like kind of shaming the girl for like, or shaming society for praising that. And it's kind of like, first of all, yeah, people getting surgery, shit, like, you don't know what the fuck they've been through. You don't know how they see themselves. That whole surgery shit, I kind of get it in a way. I'll clown it, but I'm not going to judge someone for getting that shit. Like, and I told the dude, I go on the comments, I'm like, bro, let's be honest here, bro. If the conditions were right and everybody was single and this girl was into you, you would fuck her and you would, I mean, you jizz everywhere. Like that. Like let's be honest. Like guys are like, oh, I don't like fake tits. It's like, shut up, dude. You know, come on, man. Come on. Like, and it's just like, I just hate when people act holier than thou on social media. I know a lot of those guys that commented, they're like, not everybody wants to come. I'm like, that's not the argument I'm making, dude. Not the argument I'm making. It's fucking. There's a reason those surgeries are done that way, and that's because they're scientifically proven to catch something like that. It's subconscious, cheekbones, red cheek, whatever, the hourglass figure, all that shit is like they're doing that for a reason. So stop acting like you're bigger than girls with plastic surgery. Because if they wanted to fuck you and you were single, you would do it. Let's just hop off the high horse. We're not bad people for that. Let's just be honest, right? So I would say most guys, at least American guys, don't like being called daddy. And then there was girls that said this is funny because a lot of these guys are saying no, but a lot of girls said every time they call a guy daddy, especially during sex, they fucking love it. One girl threw in like the thrust rhythm and shit changes. She said, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this was like very well thought out answers, and I thought it was really fun. So I'll be doing more of those on my Instagram if you guys want to check it out, where I just ask. Also, if you have questions that you want to know to ask my audience, I do that shit too. So I do polls, we'll do questions, and then I kind of riff on them. But yeah, being called daddy, I think, you know, I don't know if somebody call me. I don't think it would necessarily. I don't like it. I don't care. I guess it would just depend in the context. So question, do you like being called daddy? Why or why not? And if you're a gal or whatever, what do you like calling guys daddy? Do you like calling guys daddy? Why or why not? I know it, there's no right or wrong here. This is just literal personal preference. But just a nice little discussion window there. Guys, dude. So every now and then on social media, this is a new topic, guys, new topic. So every now and then on social media, guys, there's like words that come about. You know, gaslighting's one right now. Normalize. You know, there's just words that people run with and it just burns through social media. And a few weeks ago, I posted on my Instagram, I'm like, yo, toxic positivity is going to be the next one. This was like a few months ago, whatever. And then I posted a couple weeks ago as well. Toxic positivity. And this is by like respected ass, like people who I like. Brene Brown brought it up, and I think the holistic psychologist. Toxic positivity is essentially, it's that friend that you go there and they don't know how to just say it sucks. It's the people that are like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be better, be happy all the time, blah blah blah. And yes, there is a problem with that, but who the fuck are you to tell someone not to be that positive? What if that's how they're holding on right now, right? Being naive, being willfully ignorant, whatever. Like, not what is this, like every friend needs to be a fucking 10 out of 10 for you people. Am I doing friendship wrong? Because you know what I'm saying? There's people that you do things. Toxic positivity. Who the fuck do I look like going up to someone and be like, hey, you're being too fucking positive. Your positivity's bumming me out because what's going on here, people? Let's think about this. Is there toxic positivity? Yes. I'm not saying there isn't, but like, I just don't want this word to go around, which it will, and be used in the wrong sense. Like, everyone's a fucking narcissist. Everyone's a sociopath, according to people. You do some weird shit and people think they have you pegged. They think they're a goddamn fucking mentalist or something, that they can just figure it. They're a Marvel superhero. You're not Dr. Doom. You're not thinking 8 steps ahead. Let's think about this, guys. Toxic positive. You need that friend that's toxically positive. Because one day you're going to need that fucking flush of positivity when it don't even fucking matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to need that positivity. Don't hate on toxic positive people or people that have Labrador, golden retriever energy. You need those people. You can't just have one gun. You got to have like a cache of guns, right? You know, you're going out there in the world. Is that friend that, you know, there's a friend I talk to, just, you know, just one, come on, just one thing. I'm like, dude, what, you know, what's this? What's that? Imagine putting that burden on every single person. Putting that burden on every single person you know. To just be exactly how you need him to be, when you need him to be. It's just not realistic to me. So just be careful with toxic positivity in the sense of like labeling someone toxically positive. And I'm not saying this because I'm overly positive myself. Because if you know me, you know I can complain, I can do all that shit too. But be careful. Oh, here we go. Toxic positivity is when the expression of positivity is used to mask or put a Band-Aid on real suffering, which can not always be fixed with a smile. Very true. Yes. That is toxic positivity. And what I'm saying is, if you got that friend that's that positive, just don't write him off. Just go to the other friend that understands. Like Constantine's the kind of friend that would know how to like probably help you, you know, you'd be like, oh, that sucks. It's like, I feel like guys could be more toxically positive than women because guys are always trying to solve shit or like, doesn't matter, bro. Fucking toughen up. This and that. Girls know how to sit there and not solve the problem and just be like, yeah, that fucking sucks. That's how we need to be. That's how we need to be, dudes. And that's all I have for today, guys. That's It's the live stream. These things are going to be roughly about 30 minutes. Just want to get some stuff. So RIP DMX. Check out Clubhouse. Follow me on TikTok. Being called daddy. Do you like being called daddy? And also toxic positivity, guys. Guys, this episode is brought to you by Own the Chaos Investing. Check out their YouTube channel or check out their website at ownthechaos.com to join the Chaos crew, guys. These guys will get your finance game right and your investing know-how. You know, they'll get it to where it needs to be. So check them out at ownthechaos.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Share my shit. I've been posting some funny videos to Instagram. There's something that's changed in the algorithm, not the algorithm, just like my content and all that. So please share if you like it. People are liking it. I'm liking this direction we're heading in, guys. Thank you for listening to the Fred Talk podcast. I am your host, Freddie Valoy. I will see you guys next week, same time. Bye.